Forza Ferrari, viva la ragazzi! Welcome back to Fog Racing. Charles Leclerc crushed Orange Hearts, but he united a nation as the Monegasque won for the prancing horse in their home Grand Prix. It is Fog Racing here, breaking it down, telling you how it is, as McLaren, in my opinion, just threw away a 1-2.
Not only did Leclerc win this race for Ferrari in front of their home fans, I also think this win, backed up with a decent fourth place with Carlos Sainz, actually legitimately gives Ferrari an outside shot at the constructors.
Yeah, no, it does. Ferrari had massive upgrades ahead of this weekend, but here, if it worked at Monza, why can't it work going forward?
Plus, it's a lot easier to come back in the constructor. Yes, it's easier to fall further behind, but with more points up for grab every race, I could see Ferrari coming back. I don't think they're battling Red Bull, though. I think they're battling McLaren. They're only, about 30 points behind as we speak?
Yep, we'll go into the standings at the end, but
it's nice to have a freeway. It's nice to have a freeway constructor title fight, because it's been a very long time since we had a freeway anything in F1. Aye. It almost feels like for at least the last decade we've had a two-way title fight at best.
Yep.
At best.
Yeah, so I think I tell you what, right, there's probably not enough races, and there's just not enough points to go around, but you could see Leclerc, Piastri and Norris all closing down on Max's title. You look at Red Bull, right, 38 seconds off the lead. They were 23 seconds off the lead at Zandvoort, right? Max only beat Russell because Russell had front wing damage. Red Bull are awful. They're the fourth fastest car.
For me, Max's prayers of winning this title, I think, lies in the hand of other cars. If McLaren are going to be dominant, and if McLaren play it smart and don't let Piastri and Norris race, then I think the title's getting away from Verstappen. I think Verstappen's best chances at Mercedes, Ferrari, those guys can get wins, they can take points away from Norris, just like they did today, because make no mistake about it, Norris probably should have won the day and had an extra 10 points.
Yeah. Well, absolutely, but
we had that incident at the start where Piastri overtook him. That put Norris then behind Leclerc. Leclerc did something different. Ferrari did something different after being undercut in the first stint, and it paid off for them in the end. But how would this race have played out had Piastri not went for that overtake at the very beginning, and if McLaren led a 1-2? Things could have been different.
I'll be honest, I think Leclerc still would have won. You know why I think he would have still won? Because I think McLaren, they covered themselves. They pitted Norris, and then Piastri had to pit to cover Norris. So if it was flipped, they would have pitted Piastri, then Norris would have had to pit to cover.
How do you know they wouldn't have pitted Norris first?
Well, they might have, but
and they maybe wouldn't have pitted Piastri.
I think Ferrari just pulled a blinder here. And you know what? I think it was blatantly obvious about lap 40 that Leclerc was going to win. I know he's only won by 2.6 seconds, but with about 12, 13 laps to go, it was 17 seconds, the gap, and Piastri had the overtake Sainz. Now, to be fair, he overtook Sainz with quite ease, but I don't understand why McLaren just didn't keep the two of them out.
Plus, we'll never know how hard Leclerc was pushing it. He could have been managing it come the end.
Yeah, no, you'll never know that.
He could have they could have been giving Leclerc, right, look, the tyres, if you set this lap time, you'll win. There's no, there's no guarantee that Leclerc was pushing his fastest for the last 15 laps.
No, absolutely not. But here, I like a race when you've got a two-stop against a one-stop. It didn't really result in any on-track battling. But here, at least it's something. Monza never really delivers a good track. But here, top four, Ferrari, McLaren, Ferrari. Into the rest of them, you've got.
I think both of them will beat Red Bull.
I think so too.
Constructors.
We've got Mercedes in fifth with Hamilton. Then you've got Verstappen, Russell, Perez. I mean, like I said earlier, the only reason Russell didn't beat Verstappen is because of that front wing damage at turn 1 he suffered. So Mercedes kind of in a wee bit of no man's land. Yeah, it could be track dependent, right? Because the Red Bull didn't look too bad at Zandvoort, but it's like the McLaren's the fastest car for me, and I don't really understand what they're doing. Apparently, since the race is finished, they're opening the idea of letting team orders kick in, but should they not really have? I mean, what did they say during Hungary? We both watched it. They practically begged Norris to let Piastri through. It's like, oh, you'll need you'll need Oscar in the second half of the season.
Well, he did need him today, but he didn't have him today.
No, he didn't.
Well, straight away, right? You look at that race, 7 points taken away,
Yep.
and then alright, 3 points guaranteed today, possibly more if Piastri doesn't attack Norris into turn 1. That's a minimum of 10 points that Norris would have extra just over those 2 races if McLaren were willing to make the difficult call and say to Piastri, look, he's realistically in a title fight against Verstappen, you're not.
Which puts the gap down to 52 points. Currently it's 62.
Those 10 points could be crucial come the end of the season.
Absolutely. Perez finished 8th. I think it's weird that this guy is putting his best run of the season in since the start when the car's awful.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually felt like a decent race to Perez, because if you look at what he did
16 seconds off Max.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, if he was doing that months ago, he'd be looking at a podium, 4th or something.
Is it because the car? Is it maybe the worse the car gets, the more it equalises it, the difference between Max and Perez? Can Perez get more out of a bad car? Or?
Maybe, but Max is still getting more out of it. He got 6th. Albon 9th, did a 1-stop. Kevin Magnussen did a 1-stop, right? But he got a 10-second time penalty, and he's banned from the next race.
But he did get 10th. He got a point.
Yep, but he's banned.
No, I think Kevin Magnussen deserved a point. I think he's been a while since he scored, so.
Yeah, but it's the first time a driver's ever been, not ever been banned, but ever since the point system's been brought in, the penalty points. The last driver that I remember getting banned from a race was Romain Grosjean in Spa 2012, which was a pretty bad accident. Franco Colapinto finished P12. I think that's a pretty decent drive, 18th to 12th for the...
Decent recovery considering he
Ricky.
bottled it in qualifying.
Lance Stroll finished last of the runners. Because, when you're finishing behind Zhou Guan Yu, I think you're doing something wrong. But anyway, guys, that is it for the race review. And if we look at the standings, so it is 62 points between the top 2. But no, it's not good enough for Norris, man. 2 wins out of 15 rounds, I believe, something crazy, or 16 rounds. It's like the car's been good enough to win more than 2.
Yeah, look, I believe that Norris will finish ahead of Max for the majority of the rest of the races, but that's not going to be enough. No. He's going to need to start winning races.
Leclerc,
just the points gap for winning is insane.
Yeah, I mean, Leclerc is 86 points behind Verstappen. Could Charles Leclerc, can it be a three-way fight?
Honestly, I don't see why not.
If the Ferrari's as good as what it was this weekend and the McLaren is, and they're finishing 1-2s and Max is doing in 6th, 7th, 8th, that'll get reeled in.
Absolutely.
And if we look at the constructors, there you have it. So Ferrari are 39 points behind Red Bull and McLaren are 8 points behind Red Bull.
Does it not strike you as odd that Mercedes are so far behind? No, I'm pretty sure they've got more wins than...
They're joint with Ferrari and McLaren, but...
the Mercedes not have 3?
They do.
Or is the Ferrari and McLaren have 3 also?
Yeah, because Piastri has got 1 win and Sainz has got a win.
I don't know, it's just a little bit surprising that Mercedes are so far off the pace.
Yeah, but they were the worst car at the start. They were battling Alonso for the first few races, so...
Russell as well, getting DQ'd didn't exactly help.
No, definitely not. Anyway, guys, that is it for your race review. The next race is Baku. Normally was at the start of the season. No, it's a wee bit later. It is the 13th to the 15th of September. So until next time, peace.